99% of people in the world don't know how important XRP and Ripple are. Nick, you could say that or look into it further. There are 6.5 million XRP wallets out there, and I think about half of them are from small buyers. That means it's possible that 3.2 million wallets hold XRP. As I already said, that's a very small percentage of the world's population. What else can I say? People have said things like, oh, they're not going to let everyone get rich off of XRP. They're not knowing 99 is better. Since 98% of people in the world are sleeping at the wheel, it was easy to become the new 1% with XRP. However, let's talk about this. On-chain funds are number one. What is your plan for custody? When we think about custody, especially Ripple custody, we look into this and say, okay, well, the tokenization is going to happen. As of now, stable coins are out there. The tech is being embraced by institutions. When we think about what Ripple does, they give institutions a place where they can do everything at the same time, right? That acceptance at the institutional level is only going to speed up. It was shown in February of this year that Ripple was speeding up the growth of the XRP system by working with big businesses. Now, DeFi institutions changes everything because it will bring a lot of new people and value to more than just XRP. It's the whole space, not just XRP. It's not enough for institutions to just add tokenized assets to the chain. They're putting everything they have into crypto in the same way that countries are now racing to become leaders in crypto. It started with the EU, then the US, then the UK, now the United Arab Emirates. It's a race, and institutions are also trying to get in on the action. This is related to Ripple's posts and is about institutional and DeFi on the XRP system. The bottom part shows what's live and what's coming up. This shows how tokenization and open finance will change in the future. It looks like the XRP ledger will be a leader in regulated on-chain banking. The XRP ledger will be used for the next step of institutional DeFi because it has a lot of liquidity features that are easy to use and integrate. The XRP ledger will be a leader in the future of regulated on-chain finance. Ripple is telling us this. A roadmap page is being made for institutional DeFi, but the XRP ledger community as a whole is already changing the future of DeFi with new ideas, just like the AMM price oracles did. As Larry Fink of BlackRock told CNBC, we can't have tokenization on a large scale without digital recognition. Unorganized ideas could be that thing in a decentralized way, which is great for people who want to keep control of their privacy and identity. That changes everything. Of course, the XRP system and Ripple are also planning for that. But at the end of the day, the DeFi side from an establishment point of view will continue to change and grow quickly on the XRP ledger. That's also what brings me to this post from Ripple. Tokenization is speeding up and the XRP ledger is at the center of it all. This is more proof of how important XRP and XRPL are becoming for the general use of this technology. Tomorrow at TradFi, you can see this Alelium study, debt-free lending, and the rise of flexible financing. 76% of businesses are working with crypto companies like Fidelity right now. There are a lot of companies involved in this, but 76% of DeFi companies are doing something with it, which is crazy. The same is true for TradFi companies. 66% of them are doing something with it. This is where we look at the institutional side of things. These are the groups that make public comments. America's Bank, BlackRock, Financial. You can add MasterCard to Franklin Templeton, Kexis along with JP Morgan and Visa. It's likely that MasterCard also has live. 66% of calls with the public are connected to DeFi, which shows that a lot of people from institutions are coming into the DeFi area. We immediately think of the extra PO because Ripple has been focusing a lot on it. According to TradFi, private blockchains are not as useful as public blockchains that anyone can use. They do say that public blockchains make participation more fair and easier, as well as better connecting than private or permission chains. It shows that the XRP hub will benefit a lot from being a public blockchain that makes participation more fair and easier. The fact that it is very good at running a business is also very bullish. If you look at JP Morgan, again, that was X by JP Morgan, but that's all falling apart because public blockchains are thought to be more important. It shows us where we're going in the future. XRPL will be the most important thing for institutions, especially when it comes to DeFi. There are also traditional companies that think DeFi will become very important to most core businesses in the future. We have more than 15 years to go. So how important do you think DeFi will be in 11 to 15 years? Right now we have fairly 37.7%, very 34.3%, and seriously 16.3%. 37.3 say it's really bad, 28% say it's really bad, and 27% say it's pretty bad. DeFi is clear to see on the horizon. I think a lot of this will move to XRP because of the names that are involved. It might not get as much attention as DeFi, but I think a lot of it will. A lot of people have been following Ripple for a long time, which is why it makes sense for XRP to be the star of the show and be the well-known institutional grade network for tokenization projects in DeFi. However, this upcoming change is similar to other areas or times of change in TradFi, such as the speeding up of erasing and the shortening of the settlement cycle. It's all kind of the same when we think about what's going on here. But this is a lot bigger. We don't just look at crypto, we look at how crypto works. That's why when we think of crypto, we need to think about tokenization and how fast trades can happen. Also, DeFi changes everything. So all of that is 10, 100 times more expensive than things like error correcting, speeding up, or even just shortening the settlement cycle. It's not that big. Some of the biggest costs in trade are in technology infrastructure, which is another area where blockchains could play a bigger role in the future. The biggest costs here are risk management and technology infrastructure. Risk control and reporting on legal compliance.